Oh my God, these people.
You know what you should also have? You should watch the public one.
Public one?
Yeah, that's the.
I was gonna go buy drinks. Hey, come on, let's do it.
Good evening. The City Council meeting of July 20th, 2026 is called to order at 6:45 p.m. Roll call. Alderman Hlevek.
Here.
Moylan. Skirka. Here. Sayed. Here. Merlin.
Here.
Walston.
Here.
Smith. Chairwitz. A quorum is present. Mayor Gajikowski is not able to attend tonight's meeting. Pursuant to the City Council's procedure, the Council must select a temporary presiding officer to chair tonight's meeting. May I have a motion to select a temporary presiding officer?
I'll make a motion to select Alderman Sayed as Mayor Pro Tem.
And I'll second that.
We have a motion by Alderman Walson and a second by Alderman Merlin. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Tonight, Alderman Sayed has been selected as temporary presiding officer for tonight's meeting. The chair is all yours.
I wouldn't have cared if he didn't show up, because then he wouldn't be on his ego trip for tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you. The meeting started. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Pursuant to our motion, the agenda, I have a motion here to go into executive session. Do I hear a motion to go into executive session?
For the purpose of discussing pending litigation.
To discuss pending litigation. Alderman Walson, seconded by Alderman
Roll call.
yeah, roll call.
Alderman Skirka. Aye. Merlin.
Aye.
Walston.
Aye.
Klebek.
Aye.
And, say it.
Aye. Okay, now we'll go into closed session. 6:47.
Smells good, yes.
Yep. It was ironic. Bang the
We'll reconvene at 7:01. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our city council meeting of July 20th, 2026. Roll call, please.
Alderman Levick.
Here.
Moylan. Askirka. Here. Sayed.
Here,
Merlin.
Here.
Walston.
Here.
Smith. Chairwitz.
a quorum is present. Will you please stand for the prayer, please?
Do you want these?
Given by myself.
I know when they.
Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us all together here today to make key decisions that make our city go forward. With your help, we will continue to make our city of Des Plaines a prosperous place to live for years to come. Thank you, dear Lord. Amen. Of the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all people. Any public comments that we have tonight, please approach the podium, speak loud into the microphone, state your name and address, please, and any group that you may affiliate with. Thank you. Any comments from the audience? Please. Comments, I got to remind you, are limited to 5 minutes. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Good evening. My name is Jennifer Punsapaya. I live at 1666 Farwell Avenue. And I'm here tonight to talk about single-family residential construction. I did send an email with some attachments to board members and staff of the Des Plaines in preparation for my comments tonight. So the reason I'm here is because we've had a lot of lingering construction on our street that not only has been made our street quite busy, but actually has been problematic in nature, from blocking the roads so a school bus couldn't get down one morning, dispersal of silica dust, which in the short term causes asthma exacerbations. We have a school at the end of our street, to having an open foundation for over a year with fencing that was falling down for the same amount of time. I will say that some of that has been enforced now and cleaned up, but the fact remains that unfortunately the developers are not interested in making sure that they follow the codes, and so therefore we continue to have issues, and I think that we will continue to have that far into the future just because we still have one property that's only at the foundation stage. They've had that permit open since 2024. It's going on year 3. So as you can imagine, that's a significant burden to us. And what I think needs to happen, and what I'm recommending or hoping that we can work toward, is a time frame for building permits, so that in addition to the 180-day requirement for progress, which is somewhat ambiguous and open to interpretation, I know that after the 180 days, if they haven't been doing any activity, that their permit can be canceled or expired at that point. But as long as they are moving forward every 180 days and showing that they're making progress, we don't have an expiration for the building permit then, which means, like today, we're over 2.5 years in and only a foundation to show for it, which still presents, a safety hazard to our street. While there is fencing there that's, upright, that's still, there could always be a situation where a child decides to climb or something like that. So because of all these issues that we've had and the amount of time that we've dealt with it, we are proposing that the city adopt an additional building code to state the amount of time that a permit would be valid. So many other cities or villages around us have these where they have expiration dates so that everyone is on the same page. There's an expectation for residents, for the city, as well as the developer to say, you have this amount of time. This would be in addition to the 180-day progress deadlines that they need to meet. But this is to say, okay, you have, let's say, 18 months. 18 months will give you one 6-month extension. If you can't complete your project in that amount of time, then you need to apply for a new permit. My understanding is that would be a $5,000 to $10,000 cost to them. And the hope would be that that would be enough of an impetus for them to complete their project in one permit cycle. So right now, we don't have anything that says you need to work diligently and efficiently. And if we had something like that, perhaps we wouldn't be in the position those of us are in our current, our street, where we're 2.5 years in with an open foundation. We have no idea how much longer they'll be there. They've made it pretty clear that they'll try to get away with whatever they can, despite safety issues, etc. So that's what I'm proposing tonight, is that we add a permit expiration date in addition to the 180-day progress expiration. I look forward to working with staff that I've already worked with and any additional council members who might be interested in this project so that we can amend our building code to something that's more amenable to the residents who are living in the neighborhood. Thank you for your time.
Jennifer?
Thank you for your valuable comments. We appreciate it. Alderman Wallstein?
Thank you, Alderman Sayed. I want to thank you for what you've come up with, and you've got some really good ideas, and for bringing this to the city's attention. I've been by there many, many times. Once they were blocking the sidewalk, that white van, and I called police immediately, and they put a ticket on there. And so we're really keeping an eye on that area, and it is frustrating how long they've been dragging this out. And I think you have a great idea about having a timeline on the permits. Director Rogers, do you have anything to offer on this?
So the speaker is correct. We don't currently have an explicit expiration date for all permits. That said, our current code is utilized in a way that can require expiration, payment of new fees, submittal of new plans when there are updates to codes. When we do look at the information provided about comparable communities, it would not be too much of a heavy lift to propose amendments to the code that would introduce those explicit additional requirements. Ultimately, the requirements we currently have do give us quite a bit of leverage when needed. The good news is most development projects aren't in need of direct intervention by the city. Most property owners have an incentive to finish their projects in a timely manner because they have carrying costs. But ultimately, you do come across projects from time to time that stall out either for personal or financial reasons of the property owner. So all of these tools put together certainly could be reviewed if the city council recommends that we do so.
Well, I think we need to look at this, and it'll be under my committee, building codes, and I think we need to take a good hard look at this, and if we need to make changes, I'm sure Jennifer would agree that we should make those changes. And I want to thank you again, Jennifer, for being involved in this. And you know, a lot of people don't get involved like you have. You've had some great ideas, and again, thank you very much for your help.
Thank you to everyone who's been responsive too. I know it's been a heavy lift for everyone, so I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We thank you for your input and that and this great comments that you have, and I'm sure staff will work on this and present something back to the city to see that we can improve our way of doing business in the city. Any other comments from the audience? Name and address, please.
Yes, I'm John Allen Borick. I live at 1378 Perry, corner of Perry and Graceland, in a condominium. I want to thank our police department. I went over to the Taste, and I happened to see the booth, and my concern was electronic vehicles in condominiums. And how does the board, I'm on our board, and how do we accommodate owners and potential owners of electronic vehicles? And Officer James Brooks was very helpful and gave me a copy of an ordinance that this board adopted about installation of electronic vehicle charging stations. The need that we see, we've tried to talk to electricians, and some of them say they know something, some don't. So I would urge you who have condominiums in your wards to bring in some experts to give us some guidance on what kinds of charging stations we can use that are safe and are protected and that will help people who, the few that want to save gas can get an electronic vehicle, and that number could be growing. And I don't have an EV, I have a hybrid, so that's my request for some kind of cooperation among elected people to give some guidance to those people who live in condominiums who may have an electronic vehicle. Thank you.
On the ordinance that you referred to that with the city about the charging stations, does it give you any guidelines on there and what kind of requirements that you have to have?
It's very brief.
I know, but the questions you're asking is that, I believe what you're asking is, you want a charging station that is adequate for your location, so it's safe. And then you want to know if the city backs it. And I think it's that in there already, Mr. Rogers, or?
I know there's one in the garage, and so someone must have put it in there and knew what they were doing.
Well, I think if you have to have something like that, you have to have a permit, won't you, to install
Yeah,
that?
so,
So what I'm saying is that I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying there's code that we have right now.
Right.
And if the code has to be improved, I'm sure we would do it. But we
Sure.
do have some kind of code for that right now?
yeah, it is regulated by the code. There are several types of chargers, the different levels as they're defined. But the information we currently make available, we recently provided a permit tip sheet, which I can share with the resident. The comments are well made that providing additional public-facing information about this subject is important due to the growing demand.
Yes, and where to locate it, and to have either half a dozen vendors who have that equipment. We're just having difficulty finding people who know what they're talking about. Electricians will say we'll wire it, but we don't know anything more than that. So, and I think that you have access to that information, and it would be very helpful to myself, my neighbors, and those of you who have condominiums in your wards.
You know, it'd be a good idea at the end of the meeting, why don't you see Mr. Rogers and let him work with you?
Sure.
Get your name and phone number and provide the answers that you're looking for.
And I'm not the only one, you know.
I know, but we're going to
sure.
start with you once we have some kind of.
Yeah. I'll give
So
you my
after the
phone.
meeting, just see Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments from the audience?
Sir,
Oh, wait. Mr.,
what's his name?
I don't know.
John?
Wait,
John, you wanna
Alderman
come
Walsh.
I've got an installer's number that you can call that has been put in hundreds of
I know, thank you.
these chargers in condos all around the Chicago area. Give them a call and get a quote. I suggest you get 3 quotes at least.
Well, thank you. It's good to
You're welcome.
get an answer.
All right, thank you. Any other, from the audience for public comments? Sir, name and address, please.
Phil, 869 Pearson. My complaint about the violation of 782 abandoned car sitting on the property, on the street, over 40 days, 40. One ticket. Are we abiding by the displays codes, or are we abiding by the state codes of abandoned car? Simple question.
Okay. When you seen it, have you called 911 and told them about the car was there and it's been
I've
abandoned?
complained 6 times
Okay.
and
I'm sorry to hear that, that you had to do it 6 times. I think after the meeting, you go and talk with the chief and give him the information, and he will take care of it. But I apologize for, being so long in the.
40 days is a long time.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
That's good. That's
Thank
my
you very
complaint.
Alderman, Tom?
Okay, I just want to comment on that. I'd like Chief Anderson to explain that the definition of abandoned car is required by the state, I believe, and I'll let the chief take it from
So
there.
I'm very aware of this specific situation. Alderman Klepek and I have been working on this. That vehicle is not abandoned. It does not meet the criteria for being abandoned. It is operable. It has been moved, and it does have valid registration. So although the sticker is expired, they were cited for not having an up-to-date sticker, but the vehicle was registered and is up to date. It's just somehow, some way, the sticker was removed. That does happen on occasion, so the citation that was issued to them this week is for not displaying a current sticker. That is not anything to do with not having valid registration. So it is confusing to you, and I understand, and I believe our CSO has explained this a few times, I think to you, that although the sticker was not in compliance, the vehicle is legally registered. So in Des Plaines, we do not have a restriction on how long a vehicle can be parked on the street, as long as it is operable and legally licensed by the state of Illinois.
So according to the 782 notice that was put on there originally by the police, violation. So you're saying that the car hasn't moved in over 30, 35 days, not an inch.
That is not illegal in Des Plaines.
But it's, what about the state?
It's,
Same thing?
I'm just telling you, we are going by the code of Des Plaines, which we're required before we can tow vehicles for abandon.
So
That
no-
vehicle is compliant in Des Plaines. It needs to be legally licensed. It needs to be operable. We've been in contact with the owner. We did issue them a citation because they're no longer displaying a valid registrations, a up-to-date sticker. Occasionally, people's stickers do fall off, or they didn't stick it on. They got the registration, but did not go out there. So when it meets one of those criteria, if it's inoperable or it is no longer legally licensed, then we will begin a tow process through the abandoned vehicle process.
So the abandoned vehicle thing doesn't mean anything for 7 days?
Well, what
Not moving it?
What I would recommend is you look up the city code on that.
I
That is
did.
what we follow.
Right, I got
So,
it.
yeah, it is not abandoned just because it's parked on the street. To be abandoned, it has to be inoperable, and it has to not have a valid Illinois registration.
So hasn't moved for 7 days consecutive or more, has no current.
Again, if you read
display,
the
it
rest
has to
of it,
be
it talks
displayed.
about the other components would be, it would need to not have a license or be legally registered in the state of Illinois, or it would need to be inoperable. If it was on a flat tire, if it was obviously, I mean, it's an eyesore. I know exactly what vehicle you're talking about. It definitely is an eyesore, but it's not illegally parked as of this time.
Okay, you say so.
But we will continue to issue it tickets for the sticker until comes into compliance.
Okay,
See, that's one of the positive things when you call 911 and they have it that you complained about that vehicle, they go out and they have it monitored of that issue and check it to see if the car is properly licensed and all that. But that's what the law is, unfortunately.
okay.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody else? Okay, any comments from the alderman? Alderman, first, I'll start. I want to say that we had a great taste of the Plains, and the people were saying how wonderful everything was put together. I'm getting comments again about that, and I appreciate staff for what you have done and put that thing together. And we like for you just to continue with the great work that you guys are doing. Comments from the alderman, start with Alderman Wallstein.
Thank you, Alderman.
Just call you Walston.
First, I'd like to say hi to Alderman Smith. Hi, Patsy.
Dorothy, yeah.
She had a knee injury, and she is healing, and hopefully she will heal quick, and hopefully she's not in too much pain, and we look forward to seeing her at the next meeting. Also, on our Tuesday night, movie night at the Des Plaines Theater, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, will be Finding Nemo. As always, it's $1 to get in per head, per person, for a ticket. And Honey, I Shrunk the Kids will be in 2 weeks. So come on down to the Des Plaines Theater. It's very affordable, and it's a good time to spend time with your family. And every week, it seems more and more people are coming and enjoying the theater and spending time together with their family. Thank you.
Alderman Walston, you're absolutely correct. I have about 4 or 5 people in my ward that came up to me in the last 2 weeks and saying they went down there and how they enjoyed it. This thing should have been done years ago, but they really enjoyed it, and it's a plus for our city and for Ron and his group there to put that together.
Thank you.
No, you gotta say. Alderman Klivic?
None at this time, thank you.
Alderman Oserka?
Are you going to discuss the food truck and National Night Out? Because if you won't, I
No,
will.
we're going to be talking about that.
You'll take care of it?
Yeah.
Then in that case, I have no announcements tonight, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alderman Sayed, nothing. Alderman,
You can't double dip, Alderman.
go ahead. Tom.
Yeah, I want to echo something about the theater. It has been a great turnout. We skipped 1 week because something was booked, but we've got about 4 or 5 movies left, and make sure you come out to see it. It's quite the entertainment in the sense that it reminds me of when I'd go to movies as a young adult or as a kid. And one thing that was really cool was seeing a bunch of teenagers outside talking about the movie rather than talking on their phone. Now, parents, one word of advice when Finding Nemo first came out, a lot of kids got clownfish as pets. They're not the easiest animal to take care of. And kids were flushing them down the toilet thinking that would set them free. So keep that in mind. It was one of the more humorous things about Finding Nemo. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. We're going to try something a little different tonight. I'm going to call our Director of Community Development, Mr. Brad Goodman, and he has some announcements that the mayor normally would do. He's the Director of Public Relations and also Communications. So, Mr. Goodman, would you please come up and give us the info of what is going on in the Plains that you can tell us, please?
Good evening, Alderman Sayed and members of the City Council. On behalf of the Mayor, I'm pleased to share 2 brief community updates. Summer in Des Plaines is all about coming together, and our Food Truck Roundup series is a great way to do just that. Tomorrow, we will gather at Metropolitan Square from 5 p.m. till 8 for dinner with 7 food trucks along with live music from 28 Days Duo. Picnic table seating is limited, so residents are encouraged to bring lawn chairs and make an evening of it with family, friends, and neighbors. The city's final food truck roundup is on Tuesday, August 18th from 5 to 8, also in downtown Des Plaines at Library Plaza. If residents would like more information, they can visit desplainsil.gov/food truck roundup. Another community event in the next few weeks is National Night Out. National Night Out is an important opportunity for our neighbors to connect with police officers and firefighters who keep Des Plaines safe. On Tuesday, August 4th, starting at 5 p.m., residents are invited to the shared campus of Algonquin Middle School and Forest Elementary School at 767 East Algonquin Road to explore police and fire vehicles, watch a police tactical response team demonstration, and also see our police canine in action, as well as enjoy games and displays from the community groups. Food trucks will also be at this event starting at 5 p.m. Seating is limited, so if you're going to come, we suggest that you bring lawn chairs. There are restrooms available. At the same time, District 62 is hosting their registration night from 5 to 8 p.m. at Algonquin Middle School, right in the same place, to help families register students and prepare for the next school year. I want to thank the City Council for remaining so deeply committed to offering resident-friendly events that foster connection, support our families, and strengthen community engagement across our neighborhoods. We hope to see both new and familiar faces at these events, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goodman, for that information. Next will be any comments from the mayor. Well, thank you. I was approached about a week and a half ago, Chief Matzo. We used to have a program a long time ago about CPR, where we have, I think it was done at that time when we started, was twice a year, where the city will have, you still have that program? Classes?
Yes, we do. We offer it monthly.
Is it monthly? Mm-hmm. Can I make a suggestion? Can we get that on, we got to publicize that a little bit more, and maybe the press could help us out a little bit, because that's something is so valuable when you know how to do CPR, even if you don't do it correctly. If you start it up and do something before our fire department gets to the issue of the person, it is a plus. So I think we want to get that a little bit more publicized, and if we can get it in the papers too about that. It's a positive thing that the city has to, and these are not certified, but you're learning how to do CPR, the basics of it, and it does help out. With that, I'm
Dick?
done. Oh, Alderman Circa?
Actually, I'm just going to give a plug to that class real quick for the chief here. It's actually on the calendar.
It is?
On our website for this Saturday,
Good.
truthfully, up at Fire Station 61. There are 5 more dates available on that, so if you click that link and you can't make it this Saturday or the class is full, feel free to register.
And I applaud that, but I think maybe we can get a little bit more out there on websites or whatever, to let everybody know about that. We got to introduce that program, but it's such a positive thing. Thank you. And, okay, next will be, is there any comments from the city clerk?
None at this time, thank you.
Any comments from our city manager?
None this evening, thank you.
Any comments from our city, or from our attorney?
No report tonight.
None for today. Okay, next thing we'll have will be the consent agenda, items on the consent agenda. Does any member of the city council or any members of the audience wish to remove any of the items on the agenda?
Mr. Presiding Officer,
Yes.
we did get a request from staff to defer item 3 to the next meeting.
Okay. You want to take a vote?
Say without objection.
Without objection, we'll move that to the next city council meeting. Any objections? No? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now, I have, may I have a motion to establish the consent agenda? Motion by Alderman Merlin, second by Alderman Acerca. Roll call, please.
Alderman Levick.
Aye.
Eskerka. Aye. Sayed.
Aye.
Merlin.
Aye.
Walston.
Aye.
All, motion carries. Items on the consent agenda may be viewed by the city and also on our website. I have a motion to approve and a second, and it passed. Thank you. What? Okay, now I need a motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion by Alderman Circus, second by Alderman Walstein. Roll call, please.
Alderman Eskerka. Aye. Sayed.
Aye.
Merlin.
Aye.
Walston.
Aye.
Levick.
Aye.
All the items on the consent agenda can be also, as I said, can be viewed on the website. Next thing I have here is that I got a sheet here to tell me what to do, so please bear with me, please. We have some new business. Finance Administration, seeing that I'm here, Alderman Walstein is the second in charge, so you are the man. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Alderman Sayed. So tonight, the warrant register is in the amount of $4,165,377.70. Is there any questions from the alderman? Is there any questions from the audience?
No, I asked for a motion.
Take a motion to approve. I'll make a motion to approve the warrant register, and the number is R1.
169-26. Is there a second? Second by Alderman Circa. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Roll call.
And now we will have a roll call, please.
Alderman Sayed.
Aye.
Merlin.
Aye.
Walston.
Aye.
Levick.
Aye.
Eskerka.
Okay, motion passes. Next, we will have the community development, and seeing that Alderman, what do they call it?
Moylan.
Moylan is not here. Second in command is again going to be Alderman Mark Walstein.
Let me switch my hats from finance to community development. And we have a number of items tonight. First one being consideration of a resolution supporting a Cook County Class 6B real estate tax incentive for Midwest RF acquisitions, 1666 East Toohey Avenue. Director Rogers.
Thank you, Acting Chairman Walston. Good evening, Acting Mayor and Alderman. For this presentation, I'll turn it over to our Economic Development Manager, Susie Aguilar.
Thank you, Director Rogers.
This is for the consideration of a resolution in support of a Cook County Class 6B real estate tax incentive for the property at 1666 East Tui Avenue. The applicant, Midwest RE Acquisitions LLC, is the contract purchaser of the property located at 1666 East Tui Avenue and is requesting city support to apply for a Cook County Class 6B real estate tax incentive. The proposed redevelopment includes a demolition of the existing industrial building and construction of a new 252,000 square foot Class A industrial facility. The applicant proposes approximately $21 million in private investment, or $83 per square foot, which exceeds the city's minimum investment threshold for consideration of a Class 6B incentive. Upon completion, the facility will be marketed to industrial, logistics, distribution, or manufacturing users, with the future tenant anticipated to employ more than 50 full-time employees. This slide shows the location of the subject property along East Tui Avenue and the surrounding industrial area. The slide illustrates the survey of the subject property as part of the proposed redevelopment. The applicant will complete a lot line adjustment with the adjacent property at 1600 East Tui Avenue to create a newly configured parcel for redevelopment. The applicant has affirmed that the Class 6B incentive is necessary for the redevelopment to occur. If approved, the incentive would reduce the property's assessment level from 25% to 10% for the first 10 years, increase to 15% in year 11, 20% in year 12, and return to full assessment in year 13. The application also includes a request for City Council support of Cook County's Special Circumstances designation, as the property is anticipated to be vacant for less than 2 years, for less than a 2-year period, generally required for the abandonment designation. The proposed redevelopment is expected to generate significant private investment, create new employment opportunities, and return the property to productive industrial use. This slide illustrates the applicant's proposed Class A industrial facility. As part of the development, the applicant will complete the lot line adjustment, again with 1600 East Tui, to create a newly configured PIN for the development. As part of the application, a 12-year property tax projection was prepared. Scenario A assumes no investments are made and the property remains in its current condition, generating approximately $4.5 million in property tax revenue over 12 years. Scenario C assumes the project proceeds with the Class 6B incentive. With the reduced assessment, the redevelopment is projected to generate approximately $11 million in property tax revenue over the same period, an increase of roughly $6.6 million compared to Scenario A. The incentive is also projected to provide approximately $13.1 million in property tax savings to the property owner compared with redevelopment without the Class 6B incentive. The applicant has submitted all required materials for review, and following City Council action tonight, will proceed with its application to Cook County. Staff recommends consideration of Resolution R-17-26, supporting the applicant's Cook County Class 6B application for 1666 East Tui Avenue. A representative of the applicant is also present to assist with any questions. Thank you.
So the applicant is represented by Mark Rogers. Is that any relationship to you?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Wanted to clarify that. Is there any questions from the Alderman?
It's your ward.
Any questions from the audience? Do you have anything further, Director Rogers, to add to this?
No, I do not. Thank you.
Okay.
Alderman, you make the motion.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution R-169-26.
Motion 170. 170.
Oh. Yeah, that was finance. Sorry about that. R-170-26.
Motion by Alderman Walson, seconded by Alderman Merlin. Any questions from the Alderman? All in favor, say aye.
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 Now, Dominic, roll call, please.
Alderman Merlin.
Aye.
Walston.
Aye.
Klebeck.
Aye.
Skirka. Sayed.
Aye.
So now we go to 2B, which is consideration of a resolution supporting a Cook County Class 6B real estate tax incentive for Midwest RE Acquisitions. Director Rogers?
Thank you, Acting Chairman Walston. Again, I will turn it over to our Economic Development Manager, Susie Aguilar.
Thank you, Director Rogers. Similar to the previous request, Midwest RE Acquisitions LLC is seeking City Council support for a separate Cook County Class 6B real estate tax incentive. The proposed redevelopment includes demolition of the existing industrial building and the construction of a new Class A industrial facility. The applicant proposes approximately $24 million in private investment to construct a 206,000 square foot industrial facility. Upon completion, the building will be marketed to industrial, logistics, distribution, or manufacturing users, with the future tenant anticipated to employ more than 50 full-time employees. The following slides identify the location of the subject property and the proposed lot line adjustment with 1666 East Toohey Avenue, which was discussed during the previous presentation. The lot line adjustment will create a newly configured parcel for the overall redevelopment. Similar to the previous application, the applicant has affirmed that the Class 6B incentive is necessary for the redevelopment to occur. The same Class B assessment schedule and request for the special circumstances designation apply to this property. Next slide, please. This slide again shows the overall redevelopment plan for this application. The new facility associated with 1600 East Toohey is shown on the left. The proposed redevelopment with the Class 6B incentive is projected to generate approximately $14.3 million in property tax revenue over 12 years. This represents approximately $6.1 million in additional tax revenue compared to leaving the property as is. The incentive is also projected to provide approximately $16.8 million in property tax savings to the property owner compared to the redevelopment without the Class 6B incentive. Staff recommends consideration of Resolution R-171-26, supporting the applicant's Cook County Class 6B application for 1600 East Toohey Avenue. A representative of the applicant is present to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any of the aldermen have any comment or questions about? Yes, Alderman Circa.
I just had a quick question related to the tax savings slide that we had. That's the $6 million it talks about. Is that each property? So it'd be $12 million on the combined property then, right?
So this figure here, this table is only for 1600 East Toohey Avenue.
Right, but it, like, if it says if approved, it would result in approximately $6 million in new tax revenues to the taxing jurisdictions. That's $6 million each property, so that's $12 million then total, correct? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Circa. Any questions from the audience?
Alderman?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve R-171-26.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Alderman Merlin. Roll call, please.
Alderman Merlin.
Aye.
Hlebeck.
Aye.
Oh, sorry. Walston.
Aye.
Skirka. Aye. Sayed.
Aye. Motion passes.
Okay, now we're going to go to item C, consideration of a resolution approving a business assistant grant for the Foxtail on the Lake at 1177 Howard Avenue. This is in Alderman Merlin's ward. The two previous items were in my ward, by the way. So, looks like they're doing some work on extending the decking. I always like to help businesses out as much as we possibly can, and that's why we have the business assistance grant. Alderman Director Rogers, you don't want to be an alderman.
Thank you very much. I will hand it over to Susie Aguilar for this presentation as well.
Thank you, Director Rogers. The applicant is requesting a business assistance grant to assist with the eligible expenses associated with the expansion of the restaurant's outdoor patio. Staff has reviewed the estimates for the proposed labor and materials along with the remaining application materials and found them to be in compliance with the requirements of the Business Assistance Grant Program. This is Foxtail's second grant request under the program. Consistent with the program guidelines, businesses and property owners are eligible to receive a maximum of 2 grants over the lifetime of the program. These photos show the existing outdoor area where the proposed patio expansion will take place. The proposed patio expansion includes approximately $114,500 in eligible improvements. The project will expand the restaurant's outdoor dining capacity, enhance the guest experience, and support continued private investment in an established displays business. The proposed improvements are eligible under the Business Assistance Grant Program and support the city's goals of encouraging private investment, business retention, and commercial property reinvestment. Based on the eligible project costs and the reimbursement structure of the Boost program, of the Boost grant, the applicant is eligible for a grant in an amount not to exceed $33,625. Staff recommends consideration of a resolution R-172-26, approving a business assistance grant in an amount not to exceed $33,625. Thank you.
Any questions from the Alderman? Alderman Sayed.
You know, I'm glad, that, like, my other aldermen on this council, we're glad to see businesses expanding, and this is a plus for them. They're doing, as everyone knows, they're doing so well over there, and this is going to be an added thing, and it's going to be more revenue for us too. So I really welcome stuff like that, and I know it's going to be a positive thing for him and all for our city. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Alderman Merlin?
Yeah, I just had a question. How does the Park District play into this about getting the construction going? Mr. Rogers, you might have that.
The Park District is the property owner and ultimately serves as a landlord for this proposal. So their approval is required for permission to modify anything on the building and grounds. That permission has been granted with a caveat that they require specific timing of the project later this year.
All right, thank you. I'll make a motion when we're ready.
Is there any comment from the audience?
Motion by Alderman Merlin, second by Alderman Wallstein.
Not yet. I got to read it, right?
Alderman Merlin?
I'd like to make a resolution I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution R-172-26.
I'll second.
Motion by Alderman Merlin, second by Alderman Wallstein. Roll call, please.
Alderman Lebeck.
Aye.
Skirka.
Aye.
Sayed.
Aye.
Merlin.
Aye.
Wallstein.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last one.
Last one. Consideration of a resolution approving a business assistance grant for Alibi Coffee House at 749 West Gulf Road. I believe this is in the 4th Ward. It's resolution R-173-26. Director Rogers?
Thank you. I will hand the presentation over to Susie Aguilar.
Thank you, Director Rogers. The applicant is requesting a business assistance grant to assist with the eligible expenses associated with the interior build-out of the tenant space and signage for the business. Staff has reviewed the estimates for the proposed labor and materials along with the remaining application materials and determined that they are in compliance with the requirements of the Business Assistance Grant Program. This is Alibi Coffee House's first grant request under the program. Consistent with the program guideline, businesses and property owners are eligible to receive a maximum of 2 grants, again, over the lifetime of the program. These images illustrate the applicant's proposed concept for the completed cafe space. The proposed interior build-out and signage include approximately $82,131 in eligible improvements. The interior build-out will prepare a vacant commercial space for occupancy, creating a new destination for residents and visitors while supporting local economic activity. The proposed improvements are eligible under the Business Assistance Grant Program and support the city's goals of business attraction, private investment, and commercial property improvements. Based on the eligible project costs and the reimbursement structure of the Boost grant, the applicant is eligible for a grant in an amount not to exceed $25,532.88. Next. Thank you. Staff recommends approval of resolution R-173-26, approving a business assistance grant for Alibi Coffee House. The applicant is also here, present to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. Is there any comment from the alderman of the applicant?
Yes, I do. I want to say we welcome them there and what they have done. It's been really a positive and a happy, wonderful working relationship, and we wish you to make a lot of money and go forward, and we're here to help. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Would you like to come up?
Yeah.
Come up.
Can I take you?
Come up to the microphone, please.
Thank you for having me here.
Say your name.
First of all, I'm sorry for my English. However, I graduated Roosevelt University, MBA program in tourism management and hospitality. I've been here in the US just for 2 years, and I've decided to open this business. And first of all, I would like to say thank you to Ms. Susie Aguilera. She's fully professional, absolutely, and she supported us as much as possible. So you saw the pictures, and this is our target to locate business here, to develop this area because we live nearby. And I observed how far such kind of business is required by the people. I observed many people coming through Plaza, and they asking, "Hi guys, that's a good idea. You're going to open this a coffee house here. We need such place, etc." And my professor at the university inspired me to do it and to open such business. I got some proposals after graduate, to be employed by one of the hotels in Chicago. But I said no. I think it's a challenge for me, for my business partner also, but I'm very proud to be here. That's the first point. And thank you for listening to this project. That's all I have to say right now, and sorry once again for my English.
Thank you.
I will develop this language, I promise.
Welcome to the city.
Thank you, sir. Very much appreciate.
Attorney Friedman, as Mayor Pro Tem, can Alderman Sayed make a motion on this? Okay, I didn't think so.
Thank you.
Anybody would like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve R173-26.
Seconded by Alderman Circa. All in favor, say aye.
Now we have to have a roll call on this. Roll call, please.
Alderman
Sorry.
Skirka.
Aye.
Sayed.
Aye.
Merlin.
Aye.
Walston.
Aye.
Klebeck.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Thank
and
you.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It was
Good
a
luck.
pleasure.
Good
Thank you
luck.
very much. Goodbye.
That
And
complete- Yes, sir.
Mayor Pro Tem Sayed, that's it for community development
Well,
tonight.
thank you very much, Alderman of the 6th Ward, Wallstein. With all the stuff done, I'd like to make a comment. Any comments from the Alderman before we close? I have a comment.
One here.
Okay, Mr. Merlin. Alderman.
You know what? Dick stepped into this position. I want to compliment him because it's hard. He's reading stuff, but he's also operating from a lifetime of memories. So it gets confusing, and you did a good job, sir.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for putting up with me. I got to admit, I was a little shaky here, and I'm glad we got through it, and I want to thank you for all the cooperation of staff here and the Alderman for helping going through this.
You're shaky, you shouldn't have been out so late last night.
Yeah, you're right. Do I have a motion for adjournment? Motion by Alderman Wallstein, second by Alderman Circa. Roll call, please.
Alderman Sayed.
Aye.
Merlin.
Enthusiastically, aye.
Walston.
Aye.
Klebeck.
Aye.
Skirka.
With that, at 7:51, the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.